let's turn to the next page, Daniel. Investigating B. Now this one's a bit more complex, so you really got to concentrate here. But the first graph we need to have is the basic one in there. I know some of you already done it. Can you put it in, make sure you labelled it? How many of you can do that now with your eyes shut? The first one, the first set, we're going to make B positive some number. Is that understood? Now, what's your instinct? What do you think might happen here? A changes the shape. C moves the graph up or down. What do you think B might do, Dylan?
Left or right.
Left or right. Now, if it says +2, what's your instinct? Which way do you think it'll go?
Right.
Let's have a look. So to make it +2 in the brackets, I actually have to move it to the left.
Graphs. Yes.
Alright. The rule we're wanting is y equals x squared. Well, x plus 2 squared, sorry. So to do that, the b value has to be negative because minus a minus makes positive in the bracket. Alright. Can you draw that graph, please? Your instinct was right that the b value is going to move the graph left or right, but it does the opposite of what you think is going to happen when you look at the rule. +2 actually moved it to the left 2. Because the b value is actually -2. Because if you look at this,
I don't get it now. Is it plus or minus?
the rule we're drawing here is this. Right, we're putting -2 in. What's minus make? So this becomes y equals x plus 2 squared.
So we just do the opposite of what I said.
Yes, that's why I said it's a bit trickier. Now, your graphs aren't going to look symmetrical. Why? Because you haven't got a big enough grid to cover the shift. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But, boys, it's still symmetrical about the turning point. The turning point has moved across 2 units as well, hasn't it? Because I haven't moved the graph up or down, the y-intercept actually changes. The y-intercept's now 4. Because it moves it across there, yes? Yeah, you just have to do as much as you can. I only want you to draw what you can draw. Okay, the next one is, we want to make it, next thing we want to make it +4, so the b value is actually going to be -4. Does that make sense? Because that, if I put -4 in here, that'll make +4, because minus and minus makes a plus. Right, so this is the graph of x plus 4 all squared. You won't be able to plot all the points. You're going to find your graphs are now going to look symmetrical because you're only drawing one side of the parabola, aren't you? But if your grid was big enough, it would be symmetrical. Would you agree? You can only draw the points you can draw. Is that understood? Yes. If I now make the b value -6, which will end up making a +6 in the bracket, it'll just move it out another further 2 units, won't it? You can plot the other points though, some of the points can. You know where the turning point's going to be, estimate where it's going to go to, draw it in. Label the graph. We need to write a comment in the box. We've got to be careful what we write here. If it's positive in the brackets, inside the brackets, it will move the parabola that many units to the left. So if it's +2, we saw it move 2 to the left, didn't it? Correct mathematical translates 2 units in the negative direction of the x-axis to the left. We're up to F. Now plot the graphs of y equals x squared. So I'll give you a moment to do the standard parabola. Should be getting pretty good at doing this one off the top of your heads now. So the first one we're going to do is y equals x take 2 all squared. So now the b value is actually +2. That's why it moves it to the right. Does that make sense to you? The b value, now we're looking at the b value is just +2. B value is just +2, so it looks like in the brackets x take 2. Because the original form is always, the turning point form is x take the b value. Alright, the next one we have to do, so I'm going to change the b value to +4. So it looks in the brackets as y equals x take 4 all squared. You just have to draw as much as the graph as you can and work that out. You notice on the program here, it's given you the expanded form. These two things are exactly the same graph, but if you look, you might remember when we did completing the square or factorising? In this case, just factorising. If you factorise that, everyone look, x squared minus 8x plus 16, it factorises to that, doesn't it? They're the same graph. They're the same rule, therefore the same graph. Okay, and the last one we need to do is b take 6 all squared, so b is positive 6. That's why it moves to the right, because turning point form is always negative. Take away the bb. When we took away a negative before, we end up with a positive. When we take away a positive, we end up with a negative, don't we? So you only get one. You should have, probably on your graph, you only see one arm of this parabola. Unlike what's up here. Right, we need a comment in the bottom box. Georgia, you could probably make a suggestion for us.
If it's negative inside the brackets, it will move the parabola.
Yes, if it's negative inside the brackets, it will translate or move the graph to the right. That many units. Say that again, Georgia, nice and loud this time.
If it's negative inside the brackets, it will